Hi everyone, welcome to All Four Queens 555 on this Saturday late afternoon. It is really here. I managed to move from the other place, and I'm going to talk about my in a minute. I managed to move from the other place, and I'm now here for a couple of days because I couldn't get a Saturday there. I couldn't get consistency, so I had to move. Plus, obviously, it was really expensive. But I think it's the season now, so I need to sort myself out a little bit. Hi, welcome to the channel, all about healing, spiritual warfare and awakening. And I want to talk about something that I thought was quite interesting, because when I created my channel, I actually say on the bottom, sending much love and light. I say a lot. Now, I've never used to, and I'm going to do this as a bit of an awareness thing. It's not a medical, but I do think it's interesting that people are aware of it, because I'm aware of it. And I was watching a couple of other readers and they do exactly the same. And so I was going to look into it a little bit just to say, what is it? Now, I thought mine was a bit of a Tourette's, but it is actually a Tourette's syndrome, but it's actually a tic. So let me just get into it. So, can function as a simple vocal tic in the Tourette syndrome, manifesting as an involuntary sound of word repeated. Vocal tic includes any short noise, word or phrase that a person feels a physical urge to make completely out of their control. Understanding vocal tics. Any sound counts. A vocal tic can be a basic noise like a grunt or throat clear, or a simple single word like The urge comes first. People with tics usually feel a strange or tight build-up inside their bodies before the sound comes out. Now, I don't. I'm probably not as aware of it as I am aware of it now. Before, if you look at some of my early videos, I probably don't say it as much, but as I've gone through the lake of fire and the eye of the storm, maybe it has, maybe it's one of those things where it's created a little bit of a thing within me, and maybe that's what they mean when they say it's within the body. But on the earlier ones, I don't say it as much, but towards the end, I'm constantly saying it. But it is a tic, so obviously we know Tourette's and tics are syndromes. Not on purpose, the sound is automatic and does not mean the person is just pausing to think. Sometimes I think I am. I think I'm doing it, so I'm slowing down and not speaking so fast. But maybe because I say I'm trying to feel it as well. And I watched a couple of more readers do it, and it was interesting because I thought, I'm going to do something on that. Difference between habits and tics. Habitual filler words. Most people say when they talk slowly or try to find the next word. And I think that's why I do it, but it is a tic as well. Tourette's tics. A tic happens because of a brain signal and a strong physical need to release pressure even when the person is not trying to speak. Now, we know that obviously with Tourette's people use profanity as well. But obviously this one is just a tic, and I'm just saying Now, just say the recommendations. Now, bear in mind, I'm not diagnosing anyone. If you feel like you have something like this is just for an awareness. If you feel like you have something like this, please reach out to the appropriate medical people that will help you on your journey. I just think it's something that we all need to be aware of, and obviously we're all online, and it's good to be aware of it. I mean, I don't feel uncomfortable with it, and I think, it's part of who I am, and I'm sure as time goes on, it will do something. It will either change or it won't, and I'll work on it, but I'm aware of it now. Or more aware than I was, because when I looked at some of the earlier recordings, I don't say it as much, but as I've gone through the amount of abuse and bullying and like the eye of the storm, maybe it's triggered that. Who knows? But we all do self-reflection, so obviously in meditation and self-reflect, we see the things that we need to work on a little bit more. And that's the whole point, isn't it? So it says CBT, or it says comprehensive behavioural intervention for tics. The primary first line treatment, it helps patients recognise the physical urge that comes before the tic. Habit reversal training trains the individual to perform a competing response, like controlled silent breathing, when they feel the urge to say and I'm going to try that. Although I don't get an urge, I don't feel like I get an urge, I think it just comes out. Maybe that is the Tourette syndrome part, who knows. And then it also says, observation, see I said it then. The tic causes little distress or disorientation, observation rather than the active treatment. And that's really, I'm going to just observe it. I think for me, with everything that I've been through as I've recorded it, I want to keep it as authentic as possible. And it's just that part of my self-reflection. So if that's something that I do a lot, then I'll work on it. And if it stays, it stays. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I personally don't think it makes much difference to me. It may to other people, but I'm sure if I was talking to somebody, I would probably tell them that, you know, I've got this tic and be aware of it. But I hope that helps people, because I've watched some readers and they do it as well, and I don't know if it's something that we are holding space or we have got a tic and we're just not aware of it being a Tourette's type tic. Who knows? Anyway, I thought I'd just put that on there. It's going to come under awakening, awareness and self-reflection, because as we move forward, we're trying to reflect and we look at the things that we need to heal and change and all sorts of stuff. Hope that helps. And I'll catch you on the next one. Sending you much love and light. Catch you on the next one. Bye.